Welcome to the Aesthetic Doctor Podcast. We don't shy away and keep secrets here. We empower you with education, telling you the truth about all things aesthetic medicine while encouraging you to be the best version of yourself. It's time to look great and feel good doing it. This is your host, mom, speaker, and board-certified physician, Dr. Judith Borger.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Borger, and welcome to episode 38 of the Aesthetic Doctor Podcast. Today, we are going to talk about what to look for when choosing a med spa or Botox/filler injector. Yes, I feel like you guys are worldwide. I wish you could all come to Concierge Medical Arts, my med spa, but that's probably not realistic. So I'm going to give you my best tips and tricks and things to look for when actually deciding on where to go in your own town. I want you all to get quality care. I love educating you about all the procedures, but then when you actually go out and get them, this is me telling you what to look for. Of course, if you're in Fayetteville or anywhere close or traveling in the area, come see me, and I can't wait to meet you in person. For those of you who are far, there are definitely a couple of things that you should look for to sort of consider when choosing your med spa or injector. So as we always say, choose wisely. And that goes for really every important decision in your life. And I feel like if you're going to let somebody do things to your face and body or inject things into you or trust their expertise, you want to love them, you want to trust them. So you want a safe and satisfactory experience. And so here are some of the key things to look for. Number one, qualifications and credentials. Of course, training matters. Go to somebody who is well trained. So research the qualifications and credentials of the injector of the med spa. It goes without saying that you only want to go to somebody who is licensed. I am a physician. Of course, I love a physician's training, and I employ physician assistants. I employ licensed nurses. I employ licensed estheticians. And they all have very specific experience and qualifications and aesthetic procedures. So you want to make sure that wherever you go, you are happy with the certifications, with the licenses, and the professional affiliations of whoever you go to get your procedure done. And there's such a thing as scope of practice, right? We all have our scope of practice, meaning I'm well trained in the things that I do. I very much know what to refer to, and I will be the first person to sort of tell you. I send people to oculoplastic surgeons all the time or to other offices. So you should really go to somebody who not only is well trained, because training matters, but who also knows like where their expertise ends and maybe some other specialties expertise begins. Along with qualifications and credentials, which is number one, number two is kind of experience and expertise. And I alluded a little bit to that. Find out how experienced your injector is, especially, if there's somebody who is performing a more invasive or more risky procedure. Make sure that that they have specific expertise in the areas that you're interested in. Experience a lot of times does translate into better results and lower risk of complications. Ask how many procedures they've done. Ask, especially if there's somebody who's being supervised, how well their training is, how much they're getting supervised, how much they're being trained. It's always okay to ask for somebody's experience, to ask them how often they do that, to ask them about their complication rate, to make sure that the person that's injecting you is really the best person for the job. Number three, reputation and reviews. So you should absolutely check online reviews and testimonials from previous clients. And I'm not as much interested sort of in every little one, because there's always that upset person that leaves a scathing 1-star review about something crazy. I just want you to sort of read the general theme, right? Pay attention to the positive feedback. Pay attention of the negative feedback, so you really get a balanced perspective. On the negative feedback, like, what is it on? Is it that their front office staff didn't call you back for a day? Can you live with that? Or is it to somebody not feeling like they got good care by the doctor or the nurse or somebody like that? And then, of course, get recommendations from your friends, from your family, from other healthcare professionals. A lot of times they know somebody who's good and they've had personal positive experiences. So not only do you get to see the results of somebody's work, you can also somebody say, oh, I love Dr. So-and-so because they listen. Oh, I go to nurse so-and-so because she really makes me feel comfortable. So kind of giving you a recap of the first three. Number one, when you look for a med spa or an injector, check qualifications and credentials. I feel like that's the most important thing, because unfortunately, there's definitely people in this industry that practice either not properly supervised or way outside of their scope of care. Number two, experience and expertise. It absolutely matters. I can tell you that I've injected thousands of patients, and that is definitely worth something. Number three, reputation and reviews. It absolutely happens that people leave maybe even unjustly bad reviews sometimes, but the overall trend and most of the reviews should still be positive. And of course, again, recommendations and word of mouth is the best kind of review. Number four, and this is super important, safety measures, right? We are still talking about medical procedures. So the aesthetic medicine office or the med spa should follow very, very strict safety protocols and maintain a clean and sterile environment. So, you definitely want to have them always use sterile products. And I kind of give that in my spiel for all of the, I guess, informed consents, the official word for all of the things. Of course, I use single-use things. They come out of sterile packages. They're manufacturer approved. And we use gloves for everything. We clean your skin multiple times because that will really decrease the risk of infection. You can always ask somebody about their infection control practices, about their disinfection practices, because we should all have standards and protocols for that. Of course, it goes without saying, if you go somewhere and you're like, this place is dirty or anything like that, like run out the door. Or you're like, and I also like open packages in front of patients because that way they see that their filler came out of a sterile package and nobody has to wonder. So number five, consultation and communication. Anybody should thoroughly consult you before your procedure. So they should, during this consultation, talk about your needs, explain the treatment options, discuss realistic expectations. So somebody should be able to provide you clear explanation of the procedure, the aftercare, and they should address your concerns. So if that doesn't happen, the med spa or injector is not for you. Okay. Number six, things to look for: before and after photos. It is always great to go onto their social media, and this is why we love social media, because you'll be able to find before and after photos of most procedures, or if they don't have any, like, are they able to show you before and after photos even if they haven't posted them, right? Previous clients who've undergone similar treatment, it will give you an idea of the skill and the results of the procedure, and be wary if all they have is like the standard, like from the company website footage. Again, if it's a brand new procedure and they're saying, wow, this is a brand new cutting edge treatment, they might not have before and afters yet. But if this is a procedure that they've done for years and years, they should have on their website, on their social media, their own before and afters. And actually that really gives me an aside that you really also want to check out before and afters, because aesthetic medicine, there is this part about the art, and then there's a part about the science. A lot of what I'm addressing here when choosing an injector is really the non-negotiables, right? The credentialing, the safety, the reputation. But then when you really go look at their work, there's the art of aesthetics, right? And somebody might be technically really, really good, and yet you feel like the way they do their lips is really not the way you want your lips. The way they do your cheekbones is a little too aggressive for you or not enough. So that's also with the before and afters. First of all, it's sort of proof that they do deliver work and they've done it before, but it also gives you sort of that thing that's maybe the thing that's a little harder to put your fingers on, where you're like, do I love this person's aesthetic? It's like buying a piece of art almost. Like, yes, technically they're a good painter, but I wouldn't want to hang it in my living room. It's your face. So when you trust somebody with your face, you should definitely be like, oh, I love how you do cheeks. I love how you do chin bones, because I know that you will do the job that I kind of want. We're going for the same aesthetic. That's also how you know an injector is for you. So as I said, make sure the photos are from real patients and not just stock images or images given by the company. Number 7, and this is another non-negotiable, is product quality. So inquire about the brands of Botox and fillers that's used at the med spa or by the injector. Reputable clinics use FDA products from well-known manufacturers. So they should never do anything, as I said, that does not come from an FDA-approved manufacturer out of a good container. And then also, it's totally fine to ask about the longevity and the safety of the product being used. And the next thing actually that I want to add is number 8, which is price and value. These procedures are not where you want to like bargain shop for. And it goes with sort of the product quality, right? Because once in a while, I see these deals advertised, and knowing what it costs to buy the FDA approved products, I'm like, there is no way. There is no way, unless you know you're making a loss, and for some business perspective, it's a loss leader for you, that you want to offer this at that price, because you would be making a loss. So what's going on here? Are you diluting it? Are you using another brand from China? Are people not getting what they paid for? Like, how are you able to do this? So do not bargain shop. I mean, it is totally fair to look at that you're getting lots of value for what you want, and you're also paying for my time, my training, my expertise, my staff. And when we give that concierge appointment, it's really a concierge appointment. It's the fact that I don't cram 4 people into an hour, but I take the time to sit down with you, to listen, to get to know you, to get to know your goals, versus just seeing you as another pair of lips or a cheek that I can slam some filler into, right? So I guess my number 8 is really look at the price, but look at the price with caution, because you're paying, in my example, for a well-trained national leaders physician's expertise. You're not paying for just a syringe of filler. Yes, you get a syringe of filler, and it's not about the syringe of filler. It's about what I can do with that syringe of filler. So Yes. Do you want to make sure that if you have certain money to spend, that you're getting the best value for your face? And sometimes that's where a good injector, when you honestly tell them your budget, can say, like, I think with these little lines, and this is a conversation I have, versus chasing every single line that you're worried about here, why don't we do a skin resurfacing or something that increases your collagen versus chasing every single lines? Or I know you want these nasolabial folds, but why don't we get cheek filler? Because you'll get so much better of an outcome with that. So I think I'm always totally respectful of somebody's budget, and realize that quality products by the FDA often are very expensive, and the experience and the training of your injector matters. So this is not where you should bargain hunt, because a syringe of filler in the hands of one person is not the same as a syringe of filler in the hands of another person. Also, because you're kind of not only paying for the decreased risk and complications, because certain people with better training have less complication, you're also paying for the fact that they know what to do with your complication if it happens, versus sort of you having an ultimate much worse outcome because they don't know what to do with your complication. So again, look at price and value. And I would not ever go at somebody who really just works by undercutting everybody else's price, because why are they doing that? Do you really want to go to the Walmart of fillers and Botox? You don't want to go to the Walmart of med spas, right? I like shopping at higher end stores. We all like the Lululemon. We all like the Athleta. We all like the Louis Vuittons. So, I'm going to be that place where you get that kind of quality and that kind of result. And then number 9 on our list is personal comfort. So it is of utmost importance that wherever you are feeling at home, you're feeling comfortable. One of my core values in my business is that I want to make everybody feel like they belong. That belonging is a choice we make, and we are a very inclusive, welcoming med spa. But wherever you end up going, you want to make sure that you get a sense of the facility, the ambiance, and also the staff's demeanor. How's the staff treating you? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel welcome? It is so important that you choose a place where you feel at ease, where you feel confident in both the professionalism and the expertise of the staff. And most important, where you feel like they treat you as a person and not just like forehead Botox number 28 for the day, and where they have your individual goals and your individual outcomes in mind. So to go back down this entire list, I'm going to recap it. Things to look for when choosing a med spa or Botox and filler injector. Number 1, qualifications and credentials. Number 2, experience and expertise. Number 3, reputation and reviews. Number 4, safety measures. Number 5, consultation and communication. Number 6, before and after photos. Number 7, product quality. Number 8, price and value. And number 9, personal comfort. What I'm going to say in conclusion is that Botox and filler and any other medical procedures we do to your face are medical procedures. So it is absolutely crucial to prioritize safety, expertise, and quality when selecting a med spa or injector. I really invite you to ask as many questions as you need. And this is your permission to ask questions and gather all the necessary information to make an informed decision. You only have one face. You want to feel supported along this journey. You want to have the best possible outcomes. Yes, there's a risk to everything, but you really want to mitigate that risk by choosing the best place for you, and you want to have a great experience while you do that. So even though I hope and wish that you could all come see me, and this is your invitation to come see me, but if you can't, I hope this helped you on what to look for when choosing where to go for your own procedures. I hope this was helpful. I can't wait to see you next time. And please let me know what you thought of this episode. Bye-bye now.
Thank you for listening to the Aesthetic Doctor podcast with Dr. Judith Borger. We'd love to connect with you outside of the show. Follow Dr. Borger on Instagram at Dr. Borger and find more online and ways to work with Dr. Borger at www.theaestheticdoctor.com. Until next time, be well.